Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. Myself and Philia will be your moderator this afternoon. She'll be with us shortly. Decide today to strengthen your family through the study of God's words. When we help the younger generation to love, serve, and honor God, we welcome the blessing of God into generations to follow. Father, thank you for your loving and caring for us. Thank you for your word that is so powerful. Give us the courage and boldness to share your truth and your gospel, especially with young people. We ask for your guidance in teaching them the scriptures so they in turn will share your truth with others. Give them the desires to want to know you better. Help them to be bold to hold on to you, your truth, and to be diligent in your word. Remind us to keep praying for them so they will continue steadfastly in your word. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Guys, I hope you are doing fine. And we want to say happy Monday, happy first Monday of February. So hope everyone had a great weekend. Talia? If you are celebrating a birthday today, I want to say happy birthday. I want to shout out happy belated birthday to my nephew, to Jackie Jean, to Jackie John. I mean, it's so many birthdays in the end of January, and we are in February now, February. And I want to say happy, this month is we celebrating Black History Month, right?
Yes, it is. This is the month of
Okay, so
royalty, all Black history.
yes. So here on Motivational Monday,
Mhm.
we are going to continue celebrating Black History Month, irregardless of the DEI and all this controversy around it.
Yes.
Um, we are going to celebrate it. I mean, Black History Month is for all of us. So we're going to continue celebrating the greatest that fought for us, and to know that, they who have us here, regardless of what's going on right now. I know a lot is going on in the world right now, guys, and you know, keep steadfast and don't get distracted with noise, especially with um, all that is going on around the US, Canada, Mexico, and everywhere. Just keep positive and keep praying. That's all we can do. So, Philia, you have a word of the week?
The word of the week is presage. Presage. And it means to foreshadow, to foretell, or to predict. Presage.
Nice. And I think that word goes right back into what I just said just now.
Yes. Yes.
We have to keep pressing. We got to, there will be changes around the world. We may have, grocery prices going back up and different things like that. So, what are you going to do? We just have to go with the flow. All I would say is that people who are not straight, just be careful. ICE is on the move, and they are doing what the president want them to do. So, all the immigrants that are illegal, pray and ask God to guide your path. If you don't need to be somewhere, stay in your yard. That's all I could say on that matter, right?
That's correct. In fact, my mother is in Sierra Leone. I feel like I hear an echo, sis. You might want to lower it, the other device.
Um, which
I mean,
device?
yeah, that's good. Well, no, I hear an echo. I don't know if I should come back in, but I'm sure if I hear it, other people might hear it as well.
I don't know. Let's ask anybody if they're hearing an echo too. Let
Okay.
me ask
Yeah.
them. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Anybody out there, can you tell me if you guys hearing an echo? Let me know.
If not, it's cool.
Yeah.
I could deal with hearing my voice twice.
Hold one second. Just take off the volume from it.
Mhm.
We hearing it.
Okay. So
Okay.
let me hang up and call back in.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
All right. Leslie, are you hearing the echo still? Let me know, please, before we continue. Yes. Yes, you're hearing the echo. All right. So let's see. Hold on a second. All right. Are you hearing an echo now? I'm still testing.
I think it's fine.
Not from you. Oh, she wasn't hearing it from me, she said.
Okay.
I guess it was you.
So maybe it was
they not?
me, but now it's fine because I don't hear it.
Okay.
Okay,
Hold
cool.
on.
I think we're back. We're good.
All right.
We're
Okay.
good. Excellent.
It's from Phil. It's from
Uh-oh.
Philia. Good night, all. Okay, good. I think we should be good now. Let me
Mhm.
see. Yeah, Les, anything? Am I good? You guys good? Okay. So we good. She said we good.
Mhm.
Better.
Okay.
All right, great. Okay, good. All right, so guys, I just have a quick health tip for you guys. And I think this is affecting all those people that have hair loss, especially the edges. So to grow back your edges, prioritize moisturizing them regularly, gently massaging your scalp along the hairline, avoid tight hairstyles, using a silk scarf to protect them, and maintaining a healthy diet with adequate vitamins and minerals like iron and zinc. If concern persists, consult a doctor to rule out any underlying medical condition. Moisturize regularly, scalp massage, avoid again, especially when you're braiding your hair. I know sometimes it depends on where you go, they tend to braid it very tightly. Consider castor oil, a healthy diet where you're getting vitamins A, B, C, D, and E. And if it persists, consult your physician. And if not, give the braids and weave and different things a rest so your hairline could grow back. Okay, good night, guys. Thank you, guys, for locking in. We have an interesting topic we're going to get into tonight. I'm going to play a little clip for you guys. And our topic tonight is, have you ever cheated? And someone asked me to talk about this from what I'm going to share with you shortly. But Philia, you want to do the Bible verse now? You're muted.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh. That echo is happening again.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Philia.
Okay, yeah. Let me pull it up.
Yes. So I'm going to pull up the little ad that I put out here while Philia the Bible verse before we get
Okay.
into our topic.
I have it. It's from James 1, verse 17. It says, "Whatever is good and perfect is a gift coming down to us from God our Father, who created all the lights in heaven. He never changes or casts a shifting shadow." Amen.
Amen. So he
Okay.
never
Casts a
shifting
shift.
shadow.
Yes.
Okay. You want to go into a little
Yes.
to discuss that?
So for me, I think it just shows that how everything that God does is divine, and when bad things happen, they're there really to set us straight, to set us for our path that we're supposed to be doing, the divine purpose that God has for us. So when shadows are on you, it's not from God, only blessings and good
Oh,
things.
nice. Okay.
All right.
All right. Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
All right.
So you
So
can
guys,
play it. And I will also log in from the computer because I hear the echo again and I don't want it to disrupt our program.
no problem. So I'm
So
going
you
to
can
play
play.
the little clip now. Okay.
Okay, sure. Yep.
Let me put up my volume.
Okay.
want to answer something with them. Yeah, answer now. If you have a cheap relationship thing. I'm walking on the camera being able to. What I could say, if I have a cheat in life, what do you mean? You want to do it before and if you do it now. Yeah. Let me explain something to you. I live in a higher understanding of life. And I will tell you something about life. I am blessed with a beautiful wife who has been my friend for more than 20 years. And he was never boyfriend and girlfriend at no point in time. He was always of a different understanding about our life and how life could. I'll teach you something. Today, a lot of people think love means exclusivity. If I love you, I must love you alone and I must love nobody else. That is not the essence of love. Love don't exclude. Love is inclusivity. So what you say is, I ain't finished saying what I'm saying. Love is about inclusivity, not exclusivity. Now I just want to drop up in there and understand that in my life, my understanding of life, it might have a different meaning to what is cheating and what is loyal. To be loyal, I will be true. I'll be my true self. So what somebody might consider to be cheating, I may not. And my wife and I, we understand our limitations, we understand our dedication, and we have a different view of life. We're free from what society. We're free from what society. Okay, we're on a higher level. No, that. Remember, if you pay attention to life, life will pay attention to you. If as men, we know we have a weakness, and we like to watch videos and we think, but yet we want our wife and we think. You gotta be able to sit down with your wife and tell her what your weakness is. And you have to be able to understand, and you also have to know if you want to do that, or you have to have a significant other. What is it? You have to have a wife first, or you have to have a significant other. Because when you go get the best answer from me, because let me tell you something. Marriage and a wife is institutions, and they have that as an institution. You see, when you choose somebody to be a companion, we might marry in the institution where what they call marriage, but we didn't need to sign no paper to marry. We didn't need to be living together. We living together for years, and we just decide to party, and we party, but we don't have higher understanding of life and love. I just understand that I could live my wife because before she could have a husband, and I could have another wife for you can be friends. This is not that thing where, I'm not that man. You can't take it if a woman leaves them or you want to be with them, but if she with another man, taking in life, taking people's life, when people feel like you can't really go up, you don't own nobody. You're going to give of yourself. Love is not that thing where it is cool. Love is that thing where it's for you. To be able to lose yourself for them. That's it.
All right. So that's our topic today. So, Ophelia, now this is a hot topic. I'm telling you, it's a hot topic because I know a lot of people have different values. People, I don't know. So, let's have the discussion. So, have you ever cheated? Now, this is a big question, I think, too, for a lot of people. Most of us, I would say, was in situations where unfaithfulness come. Now, some of us, I'm not talking about married. Let me put that out there. I'm talking about the single because I'm single. So I can talk from my singleness, right?
Right.
Situations sometimes tend to have people in different predicament. Now, I would say, why do anybody cheat? I would say there are different reasons for cheating. Some people consider it, I think too, communication is important when it comes to marriage and when it comes to cheating. But on the topic there, what are your thoughts? Because I know you came from a Muslim background, now Christian. how is it considered? Because your view and my view would be two different views, and I hope our viewers out there get it, and I hope that our viewers, we can hear from them too, because everybody have a different view on it. Now Leslie is saying that's right, you have different opinions on cheating, right? So Philia, go.
Okay, so I have a different take on this. Yes, it's true. I do come from a Muslim background, and if people know that in Islam you can marry up until 5 wives, some men take it further and go more. But what they're saying is that in Islam, that yes, you can marry 5 wives, but you have to provide each wife with equal supplements, in a sense, right? Equal living lifestyle. Everyone, if you have one house for one, you have to have a house for the others. You have a car for one, you have to have a car for others, whatever the case might be. And you have to adequately be a provider for all of them. Now, so I definitely have uncles and family members that have multiple wives, but like a place like Africa, and they have compounds, and in compounds they have multiple homes in the compounds. So each wife has a home, and all these wives, they cook together, they clean together, they take turns in who spends time with the husband between Monday and Sunday. They take care of each other's children. So I'm not saying jealousy does not occur, but if each wife gets equal share, then there's no reason to be jealous, because it's not like he's spending more time with one over another. Now, sometimes where disparity comes in is when one person might have more children, or maybe a woman would be barren, or maybe have difficulty in conceiving a child, or there will be a wife that has multiple girl children and another wife will have multiple boy children, and that wife seems like she's favored. That can happen. But at the end of the day, it's usually about community. So because of that, I understand it. Now, this is something in the open. There's no hiding. There's no sneaking out. There's no, oh, I'm going to work, but you're really not. There's difference. So it's open. It's marriage, and so on and so forth. Now, where it comes to with the cheating, in all of my relationships, I've been cheated on. I have not cheated. For me, I have not cheated because I just don't believe in the institution of cheating. To me, anything that.
So can you pause for one moment there?
Yes.
I just want to give them the definition of cheating.
That would be very good. Thank you.
Cheating in a relationship refers to when a person is in a committed partnership, engages in a sexual or emotional, intimate relationship with someone other than their partner, without their partner's knowledge or consent. Good. Initially, betraying the trust within the relationship. This can include physical acts like kissing or sexual intercourse, as well as deep emotional connection with another person outside of the relationship. Now, coming back to the clip that we saw just now, right? That they were asking him about cheating or cheating, right? So his definition is in his home, that the key point out I take from it, it's a breach of trust, cheating.
Right.
It can be physical or emotional. It depends on the relationship boundaries. What constitutes cheating can vary based on what is expectancy agreed upon within the couple's dynamic relationship. And I think that is so important, because some relationship, they have open relationship. Some relationship, you could see other people, but then they have a unity or understanding. Marriages like that too, And again, coming back to the Muslim culture, a man can have how many wives once he can take care of the wife. And yes, there is a main wife. So in that case, it's not cheating. Everybody know about the first wife, second wife, third wife, etc. So in our culture now, with marriage, there are boundaries, I would think, but in marriage, this has been happening from Saint Adam and Eve.
Correct. And even in the Bible, they have multiple wives, right? So for me, I think that, as I said, I've never cheated, meaning that not emotional, not physical, stepping outside, even when I knew that the person who I was with was not exclusive or was not loyal, only because I grew up in a household where my father cheated on my mom. So I did not want to continue that cycle in the
Right.
household. So I just chose to be the cycle breaker. However, I broke the cycle, but the person I was with did not break the cycle, or the men I've been with have not. So it got to a point that I said, because in my first marriage, when I was cheated on, I left the marriage, right?
Right.
But I said, if I'm going to keep leaving marriages or relationship because of cheating, I will probably not end up with anybody, right? Not saying because all men cheat, because I don't believe that, but I do believe that if it does occur, is that the deal breaker every single time something happens? By that time, I'll have men from A to Z, like 26 in the alphabet, right?
Right.
So I decided that cheating is no longer a deal breaker for me. And the reason why I decided that, not because I believe in it and not because I'm okay with it, but because I said that cannot be the only thing that makes you stay in a relationship, is someone being faithful. There got to be other elements to it, right? So it started to make me wonder when I think about, I say Basketball Wives because it's just a popular show. Half of these women are with men and they know they're other women, whether they're coming, they're groupies, they're away games, but they still stay in these relationships because they have access to money, they have access to fame, they have access to the accounts. So you're going to leave your man because he was not faithful? Is that enough to walk away from living a luxurious life? And is he mistreating you in the process? Is he treating someone better than you? I think there has to be other elements. So
Pause, pause.
Keep going.
So Lesdan is saying sometimes we may think we are in a relationship, but communication between two parties are sometimes not the same. So you
That's
might
correct.
be in a relationship, but that other person don't think that they're in a relationship.
That's
so
correct.
The other
Okay.
people, so that is not considered cheating.
It's not considered. So Leslie Ann, I love that you said that, right? Because in my first relationship, we were married. I believe we were exclusive. That unfortunately was not the case, right? I left that relationship. We were apart for my second daughter was 2 weeks old when I left, right? Because I said, you know what? I'm not going to stand here and let my girls think it's okay to be with a man who would treat them that way. So I left.
Right.
In that time I left, that we were apart for 4 years. We didn't divorce, but we lived separately. There was another child involved. He had lived separately. He got engaged to a woman, and that woman cheated on him, and then he came back to me.
Right.
We decided to try it again, and 2 years later, cheating had occurred again. And this time I was like, you know what, we're not doing this again. And I walked away again. Then I got with someone who cheated more than the first person. And then I was like, I stayed longer because I was like, am I going to keep walking away from these men because of cheating? And that one did worse. In fact, that one ended up marrying another person and ended up having 6 children, right? So it was like, does that mean I stay? No. So I left that relationship after almost 10 years later, right? Or 13 years later, we were together. So for me, it was like I had to say, okay, I need time to be by myself because I can't keep going to relationship. It has to be more than that. So when I decided to be alone and say, okay, I'm looking for someone who is completely transparent. If you feel like you have a problem or you feel like you're addicted or what, I need to know. Let me know what I'm getting into. Let me make a decision if this is the person I want to be with or not. Do you treat me well? Do you respect me? Do you honor me? Do you adore me? Do you treat my children well? Those things to me are high on the totem pole. So when I now met Quan, who was showing me those things, it was like, okay, finally there is somebody who is compatible with the things I'm actually looking for. And 3 years later, now we're here, God willing, in 4 months we'll be married. So I think he and I have a lot of transparency. We've talked about his addictions. We talked about the things that I fear.
So pause.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about addictions, because in the clip too, he talked about that. He said he knew his now wife 20 years before getting married.
Correct.
But they married because of the marriage of institution, husband and wife.
Good.
But in their marriage, they look like if they have an understanding. So I
Good.
guess they talk about weaknesses and different things and addiction, because some people are addicted to different things. Now,
Good.
if my significant other or the person that I'm going to marry say, hey, Phyllis, you know, I have a weakness to women, right?
Mhm.
Now, that wouldn't sit right with me. So, okay, what attracts you? I would ask, what attracts you then? You know, why are we getting married? Is this something, you know? Because I believe in the whole institution of marriage. Husband, wife, we together, we're exclusive, and stuff like that. Now, I'm not in the open marriage thing. I'm not in the sharing thing. It's either I top dog or no dog. That's me, right?
Good.
Some people now could be in relationship where they know this person is married and still want to have a relationship with them, or sometimes the next person may not know. But I think 10 to 1, a woman or a man does know when they're getting cheated on. But before that, Nicole is saying, but that was under the law of the multiple wives. That is, she talking about the Muslim law, right?
That's correct.
Then
Right.
Leslie is saying the problem of late has changed, and cheating and its result can be heart-wrenching and dangerous because now there is too many diseases that can cost people their lives.
Yep.
Time has changed. Nicole is saying, but then the person, we are not on the same page for that to happen. Nicole is saying the way to avoid the situation is to stipulate early what you expect in the relationship, whether you stay in on or after you lay your cards on the table. Boundaries.
I appreciate that.
And
Yes.
Nicole, Leslie said, okay, my question is, most of us women, when we think we got cheated, we always take men back. When he say they're gonna change, men don't change. They change their clothes. So she said, how
Right.
you was in the marriage, you separated for 4 or 5 years, you went back in thinking that things would be good.
Correct.
But
And then he did it
also-
again, probably soon after. Correct. So when I left for good, right? I wasn't even mad. I wasn't mad because I said that's good for me. Not because I want to wish that upon myself, but I never should have gone back. That was the first thing. And I felt like I went back for the kids. And I think too many times we do a lot for the kids. But at the end of the day, kids would be happier seeing a happy parent than just parents together. I think we fall too much on the institution of what it's supposed to look like.
Yes.
That's what made me stay, because when I was with Robert, I wasn't married to Robert, but I acted like a wife. I gave him things like a wife. We bought a house like a wife. In fact, that's the problem now that we're going through, because we weren't married and now we're stuck kind of in this financial contract with each other. And I'm getting married, God willing, in 4 months. He's moved on, and yet still we're stuck with this legality because we weren't married. If we were married, I could have filed for a divorce and taken the house and the kids. Because I'm not, I have to work with him. He has to work with me. So that was the reason why it was important for me not to shack up again, right? When I met Quan, at first I thought we were just dating and having a good time, and then it got serious. And when it started to get serious, it was like, I've done this before. I'm not doing it again. That's the first thing. So if this is something that you think we just gonna mess around and whatever, let's know that that's what it is. Because if I'm going to get serious with somebody, I'm not going to shack up with them. That's the first thing. So there was an understanding, I would say by year 1.5. And then exactly on the 2 years, he proposed. And I was very happy. I didn't know I was getting proposed to. It was beautiful. And then now year 3, we're planning the wedding, right? But I think he too had gotten to the point, because it had to be some kind of formal or mutual understanding that he's also in his 40s. He wants to settle down. He's not playing around anymore. He sees that, that I'm positive. I'm hardworking. I don't mess around. There's a lot of good things too about me as well. So I think when two people find that and become evenly yoked, I think that's a good thing. But there was an understanding. But there was also some things when we first started dating that he told me about himself, where he was very, very transparent. that he loves
Yes,
threesome.
I want you to go through the transparency because we keep
Correct.
it real. So
Ye-
what was
yeah.
his weaknesses? Other women?
He said that he loves threesomes. That's what he said. So when we first met, I was like, look, been there, done that. When I was younger, I don't know if I could be serious with a man who is into that stuff because I don't know if I'm comfortable with sharing someone I'm in love with. Let me put it that way, because I've done that before when I was younger. I did it, right? And it didn't go well for me. It was not a great experience for me at all. So for me, that was very early on. I was like, yeah, well, we can't be serious. It's cool. I mean, you want to try it? I'm cool. I'm down, but that's not something that I want to marry into.
A third person in your bed.
That's correct. That's correct.
He come out and he tell it. So that.
But he told me from the beginning that's what he was into.
Right.
But he also said he's also been with women who didn't give him that, and he's okay with that as well. But I always felt like if that's something you love and you're with a woman that doesn't give that to you, how do I know that you're not craving that? I don't want to have to be worried that we're in bed, you're still thinking about another woman. Like that's not cool. You know what I'm trying to say? So for me, that was a very real situation. But I think I like the open. He's always honest, and sometimes
transparency.
Yes, women ask for it, and when they get it, they freak out sometimes, right? But even when I got weirded out about it, I was very happy that he still told me, because I felt like I know what I'm getting into. Let me put it that way. So being with him, there were times at the beginning where we talked about it, and it's like, nope, not into it. You know, sorry, been there, done that, whatever. You know, if this is how you are, I don't know if I can be with you seriously. This was the beginning conversations with us. But going forward, I think as I started to realize that I loved him, or I was in love with him, and I started feeling like, okay, is this enough to not want to be with him? Or is it something that I myself am willing to try because now I'm in a different kind of relationship? Is it something that I'm like, no, it doesn't matter? Like, I don't know. Like, this is just conversations that he and I have had, but it wasn't enough for me not to want to be with him. I thought it was a deal breaker, but it wasn't a deal breaker. But that's also because I realized the relationship was a lot healthier than things I'm used to. It was different. It wasn't toxic. Of course, you know, we had arguments and tiffs here and there, but I think the foundation of the relationship was still very good because transparency was from the beginning. All my other ones lied about a lot of things, and I came into the relationship with lies. So I think I see what I got, and it was like, okay, I can work around this.
Right.
And that's where we started to become closer. It's like, okay, what can we work with? What can't we work with? What will be a deal breaker? Is this a deal breaker for me? Yes or no? If you were to do something like this, would it cause that much of a rift? Do I still trust you? Do I trust that you're going to go behind my back? These are things that we have discussions about. And that's why Leslie Ann was saying about the transparency. It's very important, because if you really know what you're getting into, you can handle the information a lot better. And you have a choice now. You want to stay, you don't want to stay. You want to work with it, you don't want to work with it. You want to partake in it, then you partake in it. And if you don't, then you walk away. And I think that's the fairest thing I can say about being in a relationship like that.
Okay, so Leslie is saying people change through experiences. So I'm not going to say it can't work. Nicole is saying, but the kids are aware more than the parents even realize. Polly is saying each individual has to do their shadow work on themselves. Be whom you want to attract. Leslie is saying we as humans get involved in relationship either by attraction or money, and later realize that we were not compatible each other, so we start searching for other relationships. Leslie is saying, do you know how many marriages out there that the men and women are creeping around, but the public, their relationship seems perfect? Yes, I believe that.
I believe that too.
Saying, correct is right. We need to ask, what is the intention moving into the relationship? Nicole is saying facts. And I think this is true, because sometimes when you're getting a relationship, we don't ask the pertinent questions. Our attraction is either face, body,
Mhm, mhm,
money,
mhm.
and different things people get into it.
Right.
Now, I, at the age now, I'm 54, I'm not giving my service as a wife to no boyfriend. I am not doing it.
All right.
I made a choice and a decision in my life that, you know what, next person is a husband to me, because I am not going to be running around with Tom, Dick, and Harry at 60 years old and all this kind of
Right.
foolishness. So
Right.
you have to talk to yourself and find out what it
Right.
is really you want in life. You understand?
That's true.
From the
Mhm.
time a gentleman or anyone come to talk to me, I know what you want.
Mhm.
Is either you're married, single, divorced, or separated. Which one? Because some of them ain't talking the truth. So let
Right.
me know right away. What do you
Yeah,
want?
just let me know so I can know what I'm working with. That's it.
That's it.
And it's like when guys, I remember in the past that will talk to me, I was like, look, I got 5 kids. I was like, you ready to be a stepdad? What? Oh, wow. Yes, exactly. If you're not, like, just get out of my face. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm flattered, but no thanks. Right.
Right.
Still trying to be very polite about it, but it's the truth. Like, you just looking at butt and body and this, and you
Right.
thinking of sexual acts. You're not really thinking about the reality of the situation.
That's
Right.
correct.
So even between Quan and I, we got 9 kids, right? My 5 and his 4. That's like a whole freaking team already,
Yes,
right?
yes,
But he's still a
exactly.
great stepdad to my children,
Right.
and they, my first 2, they have an excellent father, and the last 2, the kind of father he has. But at the end of the day, he's still good to them. You know what I mean? So I just think it's about the, like I said, the transparency. Like your viewers are saying the same thing. Know what you're getting into and work with it if you choose to work with it. I think when people lie about things just to get into your pants, or just so I don't like to tell people my information and my business,
Right.
then how are you in a relationship with that person if you
Correct.
can't have transparency? You have to trust the process. That's very important. And you got to trust the person that you're with, that even if I did say I can't be with a man with 4 different moms, because that was the case. Like, he told me from the beginning, he told me everything he likes. He told me I got 4 children, 4 baby mamas, but I'm in all my children's lives. And I was like, wow, okay. So the fact that he said that up front, I remember when I met Robert. Robert told me he had no children, so I thought my son was his first child. Lo and behold, this guy has 6 kids already, right? And I'm knowing this information when I'm literally delivering my son. That's when I get this information from a relative of mine that looked him up. Like, what? Like, I'm thinking this is your first kid, and you got 5 kids beforehand. So all lies from the beginning. And why would I have thought that the lies would not have continued? So of course he got married on me. Of course there were more kids, because it was already a lie from the beginning. And one of the lies, the daughter now that I have, the stepdaughter that I have, who I take as my own, I didn't even know about her until 2 days before my son was born. Mind you, she's with me. She stays with me and doesn't stay with him. So it's just life, the way it works. But I'm just saying that when you lie from the beginning, you have to know the root of it is the issue. There's already cracks in the foundation.
So let me ask you, you're going in with somebody cheating, there's no good end result. That's the moral of the story.
That's true. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I like this, what Vixen said. She said, and what happens when they change the song when you're already invested in the relationship? I would say take your losses and move on.
Which is what happened with me, right? We bought a house together. We had 2 kids. I gained a stepdaughter that loves me to death, that I love to death. So I have to take my losses. I might have to lose this house and go through foreclosure or not. Like, at the end of the day, I can't keep bringing that past into my current. I won't be able to flourish in my relationship hanging on to those remnants of that relationship. I may have to say that I may not be able to buy a house again if it goes into foreclosure until I'm almost 60. I'm going to have to deal with that, but at least let me deal with it happy.
I like
at
this
the end of the day.
Nicole said the relationship ended before it even started.
It did. Yes, Nicole. It was doomed. It was doomed for doomsday. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. In that relationship, I used to get DMs. Oh, I'm the real wife. I'm the this. The only thing I have to say with me, I never let them see me sweat. When they tell me that, I'm like, congratulations. I'll Send me your email so I can send you a gift. Stop calling me. Get off my DM. I don't care. But I never, and they're like, what you mean you don't care? I'm like, I don't care. You the Miss Rodriguez, congratulations. You took him off my hands. Good for you, boo-boo. I was like, let me send you a parting gift. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite store? Because it's like, if you let them see you sweat, that's when you get tortured by these things, you know?
Yes.
So for me, that having to go through that, I didn't even go through that as a teenager and an adolescent. How am I going through that in my 40s? That's crazy, right? But people don't know the stuff, the drama you go through, you know, behind closed doors. So that's why I'm always very transparent about the BS that I go through or that I've gone through in my past. So people can truly be happy that I don't have any of those issues right now, you know.
So let's be honest,
Mhm.
in a relationship, all signs are right in front of you. So it's either
Yes.
you ignore it or address it. Some people stay involved hoping that things change instead of dealing with the issue head on. Love that. Polly is saying the sad thing is men don't like to show vulnerability. They sometimes feel less of a man and weak. But these men who feeling like this, Polly, I would say, is not a man. They don't have manly qualities, because if you find the person that you interested in and you want to have a relationship in, it shouldn't have anything about feeling less and weak. If you're not a man, that means you're not being a provider. A man, for me, should be able to provide, protect, profess. You understand? These men now, some of them, not all,
Not
they
all.
don't want to do these things. So that is why they will feel weak and less of a man, because some of them don't want to stand up. And
Correct.
then a woman now will feel, hey, you here with me, I doing everything, other people watching.
That's
So she
correct.
might feel weak one day and fall in the arms of somebody else. And then
Which is usually how it happens,
and
right?
then cheating starts.
Right.
You
That's
know?
where it starts. And, you know, talking about this whole cheating thing, I think people sometimes think cheating is because of looks or sex or whatever. A lot of the times cheating is really because another person makes you feel something that you're not getting sometimes,
Yes.
right?
When you're not
You
getting-
could have a beautiful wife, more beautiful than the person you're cheating with,
Yes.
or a man not even good looking like your own, right?
Right.
But that person make you feel vulnerable. That person
Right.
makes you feel heard. That person makes you feel like he's listening or she's listening. That person touches your hand when you're talking. That person has a little more affection, you know. So sometimes it's not even about the sex. Sometimes it has nothing to do with it.
Affection.
It just it's something that happens because sometimes you develop an emotional thing with that person because that person makes you feel a certain kind of way. So I think that before you start looking outside, spend that time trying to strengthen your own relationship. Don't make cheating the thing to solve the problem. Like, if you feel like your woman or man is not you know, like when you met them, right, there was something that attracted you to them. Don't start feeling lazy and feeling complacent when you're already with the person.
But
Now all of a
what
sudden,
about the man who's married almost 30 years and still cheats on his wife, and his wife is very faithful to him? They have them out there.
they do.
Especially these Caribbean men.
That's
I
true.
know. You
Now
understand?
I think it's also because of convenience and because they can. Because I think that they always say that you have to require people to treat you a certain kind of way. Like with me, I've always been very lenient. I'm always forgiving. So I really think these men did it because they knew there was no real serious consequence with me. They knew that I'll accept them back. They knew that I'll take it. They knew that if they apologize and cry, I'll feel sorry. If I was one of them women that treated them like crap and did it back to them, I don't know. I'm not saying they wouldn't have, but I don't know if they would have done it. So that's why I'm saying these men that do that, I think it's because they know they can. I really think so. Or the women, because I know women who do it to their husbands too. I think it's because they know they can. And they know that there's not going to be any real serious consequences.
Yeah.
That's just what I feel.
Nicole is saying sometimes we put ourselves in the mess knowing we already saw the red flag,
Flags. Yes.
right?
I saw the red flags by the time I was 4 months pregnant, and I still end up having
And
the
it
baby
still,
thinking
and it
that,
still remain in that, right?
yep, true.
Polly
I
is
saw the
saying
flags.
emotional intelligence. Facts.
Yep.
Nicole is
Mhm.
saying love yourself first.
Yep.
That way, the attention the man is giving you won't make you fool for, or I guess it's, yeah, fool, I guess it's fall for love. Love
Yes.
you, boo. And I would think so. I mean, I
Mhm.
know
I agree
people
with
have,
her, with
people
them,
have,
with all those comments.
right. I think people have the perception of me like, Phyllis, nice girl like you and you're single and whatever, right?
Mhm.
It's not that, Philly.
I know.
That I think if I have to go out there and work and provide and protect and profess for my own self, why
Mhm.
I'm going to settle for a person who's less beneath me?
Yeah,
I'm
who's less
not going to do
competent.
that.
I agree.
I'm not
Mhm.
going to do that when I am a provider, I'm a protector, and I'm a professor, right? Now, these qualities, again, as I say, men and women, cheating, I would say, people like the book that I read before, they say, why do you cheat? Because they can. Anybody could cheat because they can. As you say, they don't have to really have a reason.
Mhm.
You understand?
They
It's
don't.
attraction, is a bad habit. And
Mhm.
if that person
And it's
wants
also availability. Like if you can, then you do, right? If I know that I could get away with this, I'm just going to do it. If I know that it's an opportunity to do it, I'm doing it. If I'm doing this and I know that the consequence is not that serious, I'm going to do it. Sometimes it's just opportunity. Sometimes it's just in your face. Sometimes it's a challenge because it's like, oh, this girl thinks she bad. She always telling guys off, or this man think he's bad. He's always whatever. Let me just see if I could get him. Sometimes it's a challenge that people do it. Sometimes it's like, oh, she married or he's married, I could still get him. Sometimes it's really that dumb, but people still do it. Yeah.
Sometimes people really do it. Lesbian is
Yeah.
saying, hello, can't you see what has taken over this world? It's called BBL. So I'm saying it's harder to keep a relationship now. Men, sex life has broadened. We have most women dressing naked. So what we expect men to do, it's anybody's game. And I believe that too. You understand? But
and they make people like me that have natural be like, you got BBL. No, this is fufu and Angela
lesbian
Price.
too. When
Right.
lesbian was, you will think she did BBL, but that's a natural
Exactly.
body.
Yeah,
But
that's just her
again,
body. Yeah.
society and the institution of marriage, I think it changed over the years.
Right.
And people don't value it like how it used to be. This is a new generation, a new era that we're living in, that even couples who marry for 6 months will divorce on the 7th month.
On the 7th month, that's correct.
They're not trying to work anything out.
It's something that you're saying that I love, right? Because in my other relationships, I stayed for kids, I stayed because of the house, I stayed because of the convenience of the finances. This is the first relationship I've been in where I'm just here because I want to be here. We don't have kids together, we don't got property together, I don't have to feel obligated. I'm here because I actually want to. And I said, it's nothing more freeing than that. Like, there's no, the obligation is because I just love you. I'm in love with you and I want to be with you. I want to be here, right? How many of us can actually say that? It's not because of the kids. It's not because I feel trapped. It's not because I don't have money and I don't have a job. That's correct. Exactly. So for me, this is the first time I ever felt real freedom in just being who I am, not because of any obligation to anything. So although that might not sound romantic, I think it's the best feeling I feel for myself, because I feel like finally I'm in something that I actually want to take part of, So I think that be there because you want to be there. Don't do it for the kids, because we've all done that and we know how that is. Like, you want to see your parents miserable because of you. When you get older, you're going to move on and be with your own family, and then they're going to be stuck together. Like, don't be selfish, right? If your mom or dad is not happy, that's not a reason for them to stay with each other. I just think that but of course, I think that they should exhaust everything before walking away. I don't believe that, you have to stay, because I'm just saying, exhaust
this new
everything.
generation, Millennium and Gen Zs, they're not doing that, Philia.
Yeah,
They
I
walk
know,
in.
but they should.
You
They should. They
understand?
shouldn't just walk away because they're unhappy. It should be, I tried therapy. I tried making it work. We tried date night. We tried talking to family. We tried talking to our pastor. It's got to be some stuff, right? Before you actually walk away, still try everything first.
But
Right.
Philly,
But
again,
don't live
you
in
don't know
misery.
the reason why they went together. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? People
Mm-hmm.
tend to grow up. Some people in relationship and you're lonely.
Right.
What kind of thing is that? You have a
Yeah.
man lying down next to you every night, but you're in a lonely relationship.
Yeah. I know what that
Somebody
feels like. Right.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
somebody else now might come from out of the blue and
Mm-hmm.
provide what you're not getting, and the
Right.
cheating starts.
That's where it starts. Yeah.
Then,
100%.
you know, Lesbian is saying we have to hope that the man we get involved with remembers a woman's worth and has self-respect for himself. And
Yes.
you and he can find happiness when he spends time with you and the family doing the things together. You understand? Because again, some marriages they grow to love. Some marriages you're living in the house, you have your room, he have your room, his room, because of the mortgage. It's cheaper to keep her or cheaper to keep him, right? And they have
Right.
separate lives, and that's where the cheating comes.
Right.
But
Right.
again, Philia, as I say,
Right.
I would not tell somebody to leave the marriage because of cheating. Because as you say, one person cheat, the other one will cheat, and then it'll be what? From Tom, Dick, Harry, and so on, right? So me, I would say, as you say,
Correct.
check a therapist,
Correct. Yep.
go to marriage counseling, see if you can work it out. If you cannot work it out,
Right.
remember, why did you get married in the first place? What attracted you there?
In the first
Talk to
place.
his
That's
spouse
correct.
and see what
Right.
what you can make. That's why they tell couples, hey, date night every Friday, that's
Right.
our date. Every Saturday we have a date night.
Right.
So we keep the fire burning. Don't let
Right.
that fire out, because when the
Right.
fire out, the loneliness, the cheating, the everything. Because remember,
It starts.
these people working with other people, you might get the attention from
Right.
someone else. You understand? It is that
Right.
easy to be distracted. Then you know you're moving
Right.
into the relationship, whether it's married, whether you have someone, whatever the case may be. Let's take for example
correct.
with a married man. He not spending
Mhm.
the night home with you every night, so you happy. But he wants to give you that little piece of change that you're getting to pay rent or your mortgage or whatever. You don't have
Right.
that problem because you don't have to cook, because he has to go and eat home. Because when he reach home, his wife wants to know what me eating tonight again, and then
Right.
she will figure out. So you know, people does it for all different type of reason. So there
Right.
is no reason, but I understand what, starting from the interview, what he said. He had a conversation. He know and she know what they're in. She know his weaknesses. They spoke about the weaknesses, like how you spoke about your weakness, right?
Right.
And
Right.
if you really want to be with that somebody, you will respect. You will have boundaries.
That's
and
good.
that is something that couples need to talk. Yes,
I
sometimes
agree.
we stay with these people and we say, oh my gosh, you know what? They will change. Men and women don't change. They will
Right.
change the clothes, and that's it.
It.
A man will only change when
Mhm.
he have diabetes, he's going down, he know he cannot perform properly. Then you want to hold on to your poor little wife who was like, to hell with you. When I wanted you, you didn't wanted me. That's facts, Philia. That's
I
facts.
know. I know. You're right. You're right. You know, I think it's a real, situation. It's very sad, but these things can also be worked out. I think we have to believe that people have integrity, no matter what, they have integrity and they're able to work through their problems. I think you can't just resort to cheating as a way to resolve your problems. You have to work out whatever is going on with you. And that's why I think when he says if you truly love something, you have to let it go.
Yeah.
Right? I
Yes.
think that's the case. Like you can't
Yes.
keep somebody caged like an animal. You
Me
have
too.
to,
I don't care
you
about
gotta let them
investment,
go
or if
to
I ain't
be
investing,
correct.
you gotta go. You gotta
Right.
go.
Right.
I not sticking around. That me.
Right.
But again, people will stick around and be unhappy, and then you have to come to tell me how unhappy you
Mhm.
is in your marriage. We all have choices.
Right.
They don't have to stay in an unhappy marriage or unhappy relationship just because of finances. You can work hard, work overtime, and
Right.
still do you and have that freedom that you need.
That's
Okay,
correct.
Nicole is
That's
saying sometimes people get comfortable and stop doing things they did when they started. Lesbian is saying you may not agree, but cheating has helped a lot of people's relationship in different ways.
So talking about that, I think Nicole is saying, Nicole's always saying good things, right? But I think some people have admitted that cheating actually brought their relationship closer,
Right,
because
right,
because either they realize how much they really love the person after doing it, or how much it hurt the person,
Right.
or it kind of spiced up their own life that they now were able to bring it back home. So I don't think that should be the recipe, but if it does happen and it helps, fine. But just don't continue doing that as an excuse.
So Lesbian is saying a lot of people relationship in different ways, meaning it ends the relationship you're in. The next one may be much better, or you may make a better decision next time. Nicole is saying cheating is not for me. I rather walk. Not going through unnecessary stress. Me too, as a walker, I quick to walk. Lesbian is saying, that's the reason I'm single every day. I learn something new, see something, and hear quite a few lies, and it strengthens me. So
to keep staying single. Yeah.
Fooled anymore. My take now is you can't beat them, join them.
I like that. Right. It's like you're damn if you do, you're damn if you don't, right? Yeah. You know, as I said, it's taken we're talking about, I've been in a relationship since I was 19. I'm now 51. So you're talking about 30 years or so of like just constant cheating, constant lying, constant starting all over. Like I just refuse. That's why I told you when I was at 49, I spent Melee for my 49th birthday. When I came back, I said, I am not doing this anymore. I'm not living in misery, living because of the kids, living because, my religion, my culture. I cannot do that anymore. And it was the best decision I ever made. I swear. It was when I came back and made my choice. And of course, with the help of you talking to me, and because I would have easily fallen back because I felt like, oh my God, this is like so hard and I'm not used to this. But first thing, like you said, stop cooking. You sent in the wrong message. Once you keep cooking, they're going to say, oh, because women show love through their cooking. They show love through nurturing. When you stop, it's like, oh, you're really serious about this. Yes. Then you stop the sex, you stop the cooking, you stop this. Then it's like, oh, okay. So you're really serious. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, we're not doing this anymore. We're not, And I think that was it. I pulled that plug. Once I pulled the plug, literally that relationship was downhill from that point. But I felt like if I had not made that decision to say this is it, I would have, God forbid, still been in it. God knows. I can't even imagine 3 years later being in that.
I think, too, we have to make good choices. I think, too, when we cross 50, our life change. Our life change that we don't want the negativity. We don't want the stress. We don't want transparency. What you're coming to talk to me now, what you're looking for.
Yeah.
My question to you.
What do you want?
What do you want? Because you want something.
What's your motive?
Yeah, because everybody have an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
You understand? And
I agree.
I am not with the ish. This is 2025, and I don't have time. You're not going to be up in the night talking to me and there's no substance filler. I'm not giving you that time.
Right. I got you. And I agree. It's
so
good.
I think people have to know what they want, stand your game, stand your boundaries, and respect is a must. Don't disrespect me. I am a mad woman. You wouldn't like to see the transformation.
Right. Very good.
You understand what I'm saying? So you have to put down your foot, say what you want day one. Because from day one, a man will only treat you the way you want it to be treated.
Correct. Require them to do something differently.
Open that car door first day. They ain't doing it.
I think, like I said, require them for what you want. What you have to require, how to be treated, and what you want for yourself. Because when they see that from day one, and this goes for women and men, then they will be like, all right, this is not one to mess with. I
Right.
can't just be pulling the wool over her eyes, or I can't pull the wool over his eyes. He already knows the deal, and that's it. That's the I think the formula to being better. Let me put it that way: being the best version of yourself. Transparency, very important.
Very good. And I think, transparency, transparency, transparency.
Yes.
Communication.
Communication. I
You
think that if everybody knows from the jump, I really think that we can be in a better world, because then there's no hiding, secrets always get exposed. And sometimes when it's late, that's when people lose their lives over it. They lose their families. Like how many stories we hear of men shooting their wives, women
Yes.
shooting their men, blah, blah, blah. Like that won't happen if it's just transparency, because at least they know what's up from the beginning. I just
Correct.
think that the lying just got to stop. Just
Yes.
stop.
Yeah,
Just-
so our advice tonight is stop lying.
yeah.
Tell the truth.
Just tell the truth. Tell your truth.
The truth.
And there can't be any real wholesome and humility if you're gonna lie. You have if you're doing it in hiding, you shouldn't be doing it.
Exactly. As
That's
Nicole said, it's a
Yeah.
recipe for disaster from the
Yeah.
beginning before it even started. It's not going to end well.
It's not gonna end
You
well.
know?
It never does. And everything in hiding does come to light, people. I don't care how good you think you are, you will get
Yes.
caught. At some point, it's
Exactly.
gonna come out.
And Polly is saying women should embrace their single lifestyle. Put
Yes.
100% into yourself.
Yep.
Anyone coming in should be a bonus to your life.
Yes.
Amen.
They should add to your life, not take away.
Yes.
Thank you,
Not take
Pauline,
away.
for that end
Polly,
note.
excellent. And Nicole is saying, what in the dark comes to light.
Yes.
You can only hide, but for so long.
Thank
So
you,
we're
Nicole.
saying, stop cheating.
Yes.
Transparency, communication, keep it 100.
That's it.
What you see is what you get. How many times I
That's
said that, Philia?
Yep. Always. Thank you. Awesome way to end this message tonight. But it is the truth. We all have been through it. We know what it is. I know all of you out there have some type of experience of this, whether you're the cheater or the cheatee. At the end of the day, it's never too late to start to be transparent. If you feel like you have not been, I just say from the beginning, you talk about your vices, you talk about the things that are deal breakers, and you just let the person know from the jump. It starts with that. And the truth, they say, hurts, but it also shall set you free. And we want freedom. You don't want to feel imprisoned in your lies and deceit. It's just not healthy. You will live longer if you're just more honest.
And here, Lesbiana, I'm sorry, I'm cheating once if you feel you're smart. Laughing out loud.
That's cute, Leslie.
For those people that have been married for how many years and you're cheating on your significant other, please stop. It's not nice, especially when other people on the outside looking at you, and then you go on
looking
Facebook
at you like
and
you crazy.
Instagram, like you have this perfect marriage and your husband is a cheater. That's why people just be laughing. So please do your thing in accordance. And don't let anyone see, to protect your wife and to protect people
Your
from
family.
just laughing at your husband or
Or wife.
Please stop. Please and thank you. Stop.
Yeah. Yep.
All right?
That's good. I like that.
I hope my friend who wanted us to speak on this got some substance on cheating.
Yes.
I told you, Philia and I have different point of view.
Yeah.
Leslie and all our viewers, Nicole, Polly, everybody who chime in tonight.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Because again, it takes a village.
It does.
Don't feel too bad if you've been the cheater or
the cheatee. Right.
As Nicole said, invest in yourself,
Yeah.
love yourself,
Yep.
and God is good. Have
God
a
is
blessed,
good.
wonderful, safe week. Love in the house.
Live in the
Out there.
house.
Philia,
Bye.
love you.
Mwah.
Guys, have a good
Bye, babies.
night.
Bye, guys. Bye, listeners. Love you guys. Ooh.